Hey everybody, Jane here, and we are going to do a spoiler review of Hollowpox. If you've never read this book, or the other books in the series, you may not want to proceed, because we are just going to spoil all the things. But we're going to have a great in-depth discussion about this book in the series, so if you have read them, please enjoy my thoughts. And feel free to leave your thoughts in the comments.
Pictures and patterns put into words that stream across the page, capturing life as soft spoken.
So this is book 3 in the series, and in the first book, The Trials of Morrigan Grow, Morrigan is brought into Neverwhere, and she learns that she is a wondersmith. In book 2, she kind of is figuring out what that means to be a wondersmith and her place around the other students. This book is kind of a continuation of discovering her powers and really going from this is the terror that you could be to here is how you can use your gift in a beautiful, positive way. Because in book 2, there was a lot of horror shown about the Wondersmith, and in this one, we really get to see her kind of save the day. Now, there's a lot in this book that I didn't end up loving. So I ended up giving it a 4 out of 5 because these books are always like above average for me. I enjoy them, but it's not my favorite in the series. Wondersmith is my favorite because it has elements that I just love. I love the friendships and the school relationships and the complexity and the finding where you are in the world and the learning about the choices you could make, and I just really loved Wondersmith. And this one, I didn't love as much. I didn't dislike it, but I felt like we were too plot focused and not character enough focused. You don't have as much interaction with Morgan and her friends. In the beginning, she even like she's doing something different in the classroom. She's able to like travel through it's not travel through time. She can look at shadows of the past. They can't see her or hear her or interact with her, but she can see them. And so she's taking lessons from historic wondersmiths, which was a really cool concept. Like, don't get me wrong, I love that part of it. But I just felt like because she's doing all that, like she even, like her friends are all like, you don't like us anymore, you don't care about us, you're so busy doing your wondersmith stuff. And I kind of agreed with them. Like I wanted more of the friends and the classroom and even the stuff with Jack, who is her guardian's nephew. So her guardian is Jupiter North, and she lives with him in the Hotel Decalion, and Jack is his nephew who comes to visit when he's not in school. And I really would like to know a little more about Jack too. Like this series, there's just so much that the author doesn't really get into, and I don't necessarily need huge, long, complicated explanations of things. There's a lot of places I'm like, could we get just a little bit more? And I felt that way so many times about this book. Like, I felt like there was a lot of stuff that had to do with geography, and I felt like we never really got a good explanation of the differences between the Republic and the Free State, and that didn't make a lot of sense to me in book 1. We're just, Morrigan's here and she's a cursed child and everything's awful. Then she gets swept into the Free State and, it's not part of the Republic, and, but she shouldn't be here, and if she's caught, she get sent back, and it just, a lot of stuff. So I really felt like I needed a lot more information about the geography of Nevermore. I felt like I needed for this book a lot more character. I did like some of the new friendships that she made with her, the people who were helping mentor her with the Wondersmith shadow classes. Those I did like, but I wanted a little bit more. Actually, I wanted a lot more. So this book was very plot focused. It was very mystery focused. And I think the other books kind of were in their own way, but it didn't take away from the characters and the fun. And this one I felt it kind of did. I didn't enjoy it as much. I didn't enjoy the magic school elements. Even though we got more school, we didn't get as much schooling. We didn't get the cool classroom stuff. We didn't get the interactions. We didn't get, Morrigan's frustrations with her teachers not understanding her and just the things we got in Wondersmith. In this one, it's a lot of here's this cool lesson. This is what a Wondersmith can do. And we definitely needed that. I'm not saying we didn't because Wondersmiths were not well explained. They've not been throughout the books. Like, they use wonder. What does that mean? The reveal that, Saint Nick can use one of the Wondersmith powers, and that other people have like certain Wondersmith powers but can't use it the way a Wondersmith can. That was cool. I did like it. Like, there was just a lot of little things in this book that were great, and then a lot that I just was like, I just want the things I love about this series, and I didn't get a lot of that. I got a lot of confusion about, okay, well, how is this connected to that, and what is this, and I need a history lesson of how the Republic is related to the Free State, and it just, I've said it before and I'll say it 100 million times probably. This series is so good, but the world building just is lacking, and I just want a little bit more. I don't need it crazy. I don't need it over explained, but just give me about a handful more, enough to really connect the things that I don't think are connecting. And I get that it's middle grade, and with middle grade you don't necessarily have to connect everything. But I wish the author just would, cuz I love this series and I just want a little bit more. My understanding is there is one more book. I cannot wait to read it, and that was part of the reason that I did want to get this read so that I can read the next one and, hopefully enjoy it. Hopefully it wraps things up. I am definitely curious to see what the author Jessica Townsend does next. And, I would love to see more books like this. So if you have recommendations for books that kind of have this vibe, that feel like a Morrigan Crow, leave them in the comments below. I enjoy magic schools when it's strong character oriented, and I prefer middle grade and YA just because too much world building isn't for me either, which sounds so contradictory, I know. But like, adult fantasy and adult sci-fi tends to be too much for me, and I don't enjoy them because it's just so descriptive, so much going on, how the whole lore and the trees and what color everything is and how everything functions, and just, I don't need that much, but I need like the major plot points. If you are bringing it up as a plot point, I want to understand how it works in this world. Alright guys, tell me what books you like that are like Hollowpox, and I will see you next time. Bye!